Ready to open the hood? UseTool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the Mylar tie rod ends used in the video through the link in the description. Turn your engine off and pull up the handbrake. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. To be able to change the inner and outer tie rods on your vehicle, you must remove the wheels to gain complete access to the steering system. Lift the front of the vehicle. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. Don't forget to slide the wheels under the vehicle. As the components to be removed are very often seized up, don't hesitate to brush and to use penetrating oil to facilitate the operation. With a marker, trace a line between the axle joint and the tie rod end. It will help later during the disassembly and reassembly process. Using a 21mm spanner, release the tie rod end Locknut on the inner tie rod side. Hold the tie rod end with a 21 spanner to prevent it from turning. Now, using a socket wrench and a 17mm socket, release the holding Locknut on the tie rod. Puller, take a hammer and hit the Locknut hard just at the end of the threading. The ball joint should move away from the pivot. Only tap on the tie rod end pivot if you're changing the tie rod end, otherwise you risk damaging the threading. Paying close attention to the point of reference, unscrew the tie rod end, counting the number of turns necessary to extract the tie rod end. This will allow you to find an approximate setting when reassembling. For greater accuracy, use the mark drawn with a marker to return the Locknut to its initial position. Next, measure the distance between the Locknut and the end of the tie rod ball joint using a caliper. In any case, an alignment check will have to be carried out by a professional soon after having performed this operation. Remove the Locknut from the axle joint. Screw the Locknut back on until the distance measured with the caliper is reached.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
You can find the Mylar parts and products used in the video through the link in the description. Take the new tie rod end and unscrew the Locknut supplied with it. Put the tie rod end back in place until it touches the Locknut. Using a wire brush, scrub the pivot then apply silicone grease to the flat part that will be in contact with the tie rod bellows. Do not grease the inside of the cone. Replace the ball joint in the pivot. Assemble the Locknut supplied with the new part and tighten it using a socket wrench and a 17mm socket. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Finalize the tightening of the Locknut using a 22mm spanner while holding the tie rod end using a 21mm spanner to avoid damaging the tie rod end. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. During this operation, you will work on the steering system of your vehicle. Checks on tyre alignment when carried out by a professional will guarantee that your steering system has been perfectly aligned and is in good working order. Put your car back on the ground and block the wheels securely. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.